I worked as an information officer in the federal election on April 28, 2025. I was at the Dr. Knox School polling station in Kelowna, BC from 5:45 a.m. until 8:30 p.m. I want to put in writing what I witnessed. When numerous voters, at least 50%, asked if they could use their pen that they brought to vote. I said yes. Later, after the polls closed, I was then asked to do the tally. Record the choice of vote on the ballot. As the deputy returning officer called out the name of the candidate selected, I was to record it. I noticed none of the ballots were in pen, only pencil. I know for a fact I sent most voters that had a voting card to desk number 17. The total of votes tallied at desk number 17 were the most of any other desk in the polling station. I asked my dear why none were in pen. No answer offered. These ballots were then put in an envelope and sealed. My signature is on record as I tallied the total. 2. I noticed many voters turned away that had proper ID. I talked with many to ask why they were refused, as these voters were very upset and felt very concerned that they were refused. It turned out that an entire apartment building on Bally Road was missing from Elections Canada information, meaning none of the residents had voter cards. Without the cards, they needed to provide valid ID. Without proof of the building existing, none of the occupants could vote, even with valid passports, driver's licenses, mortgage docs, rental agreements, bills, etc. It was mind-boggling to watch these people turned away. I brought each person to the supervisor to help them vote, and the supervisor said there was nothing they could do without Election Canada approval. 3. Election Canada was not accessible most of the day. By the afternoon, no supervisor or senior officers could get through for any verification. 4. Over 60% of voters were under 35 at this location. There were a handful of 70-year-old and up. This was remarkable to see such a massive amount of youth. I lost count of how many youth told me it was their first time voting federally. I asked for stickers or anything to hand out. There was nothing for first-time voters or children attending with parents. 5. One other information officer informed me his wife was working at the head of elections office in the landmark building where all the Spicale ballots were. These ballots were done very early, and you wrote the candidate name on the ballot. This was done for weeks. Other Spicale ballots are the mobile voting and mail-in votes, etc. The ballots were not pre-counted. I spoke with this man after the polls closed and after we tallied to ask if his wife's still counting. He said they did not finish yet and that there was approximately 20,000 ballots. Strange that Kelowna called out a winner without that many ballots counted. 6. Many voters spent the day going from polling station to polling station trying to vote because the Election Canada website was not working, so no one could troubleshoot all these oddities with missing voters' cards and locations of polling stations based on the address of the voters. 7. I can assure all Canadians what I saw in only one poll would have a difference in the outcome of this writing. When an entire apartment building is missing, that is not a simple, insignificant issue. Hundreds of voters are not counted, and that will change the outcome of elections. My experience is of only one poll in one riding in one city in BC. If it happened here, I'm safe to understand it happened in other places. That is one of endless reasons that Elections Canada was not reachable or websites working for most of the day. Very clear interference in the voting of eligible voters witnessed today. Marianne Gill.